Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Tyneham, the village we all left behind in 1943. Empty now, and so they say it's dead for you and me. Dead and cold, and their excuses for democracy. Beauty given freely once for all the world to see. Now a home they've stopped from being all that it can be. Use your voice today and all this beauty can be free. I was born here of my family. I will die here like my family. We all have the right to be here, living out the lives we want here. We welcome every one of you who've given up this hour or two to hear just what we have to say of injustice, freedom and the fairest play. You've read our words, you all know of our cause and what we stand here ever fighting for. We want this valley to be free, the right to roam for you and me.
Mr. Prime Minister, we thank you for your love, for all the time you gave us, sir. We bless the stars above. If only, Lord, you could. And yes, about your promise, no, well, next time if you would. We stand here today to say that we believe our time has come. Listen to our voices as our bodies beat the drum. Give us the world you said we'd own, be it together or stood alone. Give us the world once ours, give us the world we gave. Give us the world so beautiful, so the beauty can be saved.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us today Mr. John Durant Lewis, whose past political power has been a great help to us in our struggle to free Tyneham. He asked me personally if he could come and speak with you today.
Good morning, I've come to say I've been with you every step of the way, and now I feel it is my place to stand before your leader's face, where I will use the power I have for Tynham's sake, to help your cause and all you have at stake. I never meant you any harm, I come in peace to raise alarm, for sacrifice should never be forgotten here, or ever be disgraced. I know I'm not forgiven yet, but I stand forever in your debt.
Prime Minister, without you might have learned.
Again I'll do my best.
With fire, a leader can be burned. See the English sun appear above your precious land. Strike us down with fear until we understand. We stand here today in hope and hope that you will hear our cry. Take and tear our world apart, and then don't tell us why. Give us the chance we all deserve. Keep to your word and cut the nerve. Give us the world once ours. Give us the world we gave. Give us the world so beautiful, so the beauty can be saved.
Politicians, now they're to blame, never showing us guilt or shame, always forgetting we're one in the same.
Still I see the honourable man you
Now
were.
there is
Since
hope.
time I see your son come not erased.
Men have been sent years and all given to great war. Make a change, our Tyneham will be free again.
They already know of this drama you've created. Most of them are only here to fight and be part of history.
If then they decide the army here are ready to move on, within a year with our support, the bastards could be gone.
Jack, we owe them the truth before they can decide anything for themselves.
Jack, I think you should let them listen to her.
They don't want to listen.
Don't get them and yourself so confused.
It's as if they've begun to realise they were always in the wrong.
No use lying.
See now that what they thought they were saving, they were killing all along.
Kept us in line and with grace.
Ladies, gentlemen, please just listen.
Nobody knew, nobody cared, but that was just you too far.
Their inheritance and peace.
Somebody
come to speak to me about the bonds, you should leave now. Helen, the shame comes back to you. Were you ever Tyneham through and through?
Of course I was.
Do you know what they'll do when they get the place back? It's a caravan park and all that tourist tat.
I'll do everything I can to avoid just that.
There's nothing you can do without the help of these people. There's nothing any of us can. Come and sign your name, ignite the flame. Nothing's set in stone. Do not leave us now to fight for this alone.
Crime in this world, try to understand.
It's your home and it's mine.
It's harder than you have ever planned. We left you without dignity. We left you without land. Now look at what we're asking. Change should be at
It is as you say, we will never be backed, no matter how big the crowds you manage to attract.
today to leave our place to make our message known. We may stand below you, but we do not stand alone. Give us a life we cannot take. Push us away, but we'll never break. Give us the
This is the home I'm from. Give me the Tyneham dawn. Now this is all so wrong.
The blackbirds never give us the hope we want to give us the pen we need to take for us. Can you hear the whispers in the walls? Can you hear the ancient village call? As the decades move on by and by, is all you hear a seagull's cry? Can you hear the whispers in the walls?
Whose battle cry is heard among the moors? Who does heaven choose they will ignore?
Understand their enemies fight fighting for it for yourself or for the war. And now you hear the whispers in the
I can hear a mother softly
I
sing.
hear the church bells as they ring,
I hear the ladies sweeping skirts.
shuffling on their way to church.
I see the worker traveling home, they're setting off to live alone.
Father told to run and hide, the coming storm and safe inside.
Safe inside, here in the valley where the empty lives, and the people ride from day to day. Let them wonder how they take the day to the noble men who made their way.
The woman who chose to lose the fight.
The man who thought his wrongs were right.
She stood too proud to see the truth.
He saw but would never accept it.
But wait, what comes to shatter their peace? What rattles their cups on the mantelpiece? Whisper is changing, becoming a cry. Their world is changing, say goodbye. For screaming sound sends birds to fly. The shards of war that stain the sky. The tracks that ride through Tyneham Vale. to bring the final call in there for Tyneham.
The whispers are all gentle now, long given up their fight. They linger softly in the walls and creep throughout the night into empty homes, through wind and rain, in dust and stone that still remain. Can you hear whispers? Can you hear whispers? I hear whispers in the
This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
Thank you, Mr. Bond. Mrs. Bond. Have you heard from your son recently? Italy, wasn't it?
Yes, with the rifles pushing north.
I'm sure he'll be fine. These are worrying times.
I'm sure we'll hear from him soon.
Hopefully Italy's surrender will help speed the end.
Yes, and then we can all get back to normal.
Not sure what normal will look like round here anymore. My father wouldn't recognize the place our warrant. Still, there's a war to be won. Sacrifice is necessary. Must do one's duty for king and country.
Indeed, we must trust in the Almighty, Mr. Bond. Mrs. Bond, I hear you're exceptionally busy with the WVS.
Oh, yes, but I'm only part of a team. There's so much to do. What with the house to run, of course, there's certainly... Well, we must keep up morale in the village with all our loved ones away fighting.
Oh, yes, indeed, ma'am. Not least yourselves with, you know. Patience, prayer, and the will of God are what are needed.
So is an invasion of Northern Europe, Vicar. Time for home, I think. Evelyn, home guard drill this evening. Good day to you, sir.
Good day, Mr. Bond.
Just a moment, dear. Helen?
Oh, have you heard now? Do you know the date?
Yes, it's today, this afternoon, in fact. I could really do with you and Bessie being there. There's so much to do, and the staff are so busy, but I really don't know that we'll be ready in time.
Of course, Eve, we'll be there as soon as we can after dinner.
Thank you so much. That will be a great help. See you later, then.
See you later.
What was all that about?
Now, Tom, Helen, how are you today?
Very well, thank you, Vicar.
Oh.
Good service. Not sure that I heard too much. I got a new pair of glasses. Can hardly hear a thing.
Really? I'm sorry to hear that.
Neither did I, Vicar.
Now, Dad, the vicar doesn't want to hear about all of your ailments, do you, Vicar?
It's a good job he's got you, Helen. You've got a full-time job on your hands there. And Tom, you're very understanding. How long have you two been engaged now?
5 years, Vicar. Although somehow it feels longer.
And it'll be another 5 years unless they do something about it, won't it, Vicar?
I'm sure the vicar doesn't want to hear your opinion, do you, Vicar? And when I want it, I'll ask for it.
It'd make a change, wouldn't it, Vicar? You asking for an opinion?
What did you say, Vicar?
Nothing,
Dad.
Father.
Nothing, Vicar. No.
I'll take him home.
Just don't tip him out of the chair again.
Of course, accidents happen.
Sorry. Can I help you with anything?
What, after your efforts yesterday? I'm quite capable. Thank you, Charlie.
You don't fancy a ride on my new bike?
Oh, where are we going? Oh, hello, Charlie.
Hello, Mr. Taylor. Are you sure about it, Bess? It's really new.
Rabbit stew? Not again. I can't stand rabbit stew.
No, not tonight, Dad.
What's it tonight, then?
Rabbit pie.
Rabbit pie? It's one there any bloody rabbits left round here, all those pies and stews Ellen makes.
I make
You sure about the bike, Bess? It's all paid for by the post office. Fastest postman in Purbeck, I am.
I bet you are. Look, I've seen it already. Saw it yesterday around the village. Doesn't look that exciting to me.
Thought you might like to see another film of the Rex, perhaps.
Oh, because the last one was so unbelievably wonderful.
Well, if you're not that bothered.
Look, I'll think about it, okay?
What you got to think about, Beth?
Nothing, Dad. I'll talk about it at home, but don't mention it in front of Dad again, or to anyone else on your rounds.
Who's coming round?
No one, Dad.
Oh.
Come on.
Tom, Helen, will you be coming to see me soon about a special date?
We'll talk about that another time, Vicar.
Should be quite a village affair, and with you both in the employ of the Bonds, I'm sure they'll help to make it quite an occasion.
The Bonds have got enough to cope with at the moment.
Ah, yes. Where would we be without the Bonds? I'm sure they'll help get this place back to normal as soon as this dreadful war is over.
I'm not so sure. The world is changing. And not even the Bonds can stop that. But we've all got to make sacrifices, haven't we? We're all making sacrifices of one type or another.
Some more than others.
Meaning what, Jack?
Well, I don't see a lot of change up at the Bonds place. That's still well stocked, I'll bet. No lack of home comforts for your friends up there either. Always plenty to eat, no doubt.
Jack, the Bonds are more than doing their bit for the war effort. They've lost a lot of staff. And with their son away fighting...
Off where I'd be if it wasn't for this leg shot up. Just my luck to be stuck here with a war on.
Yes, and it's just our luck for you to be stuck here with a war on.
And why is that, Granny?
It's Mrs. Minton to you. As if Adolf isn't enough to worry about. You count your blessings, young man.
Perhaps we all should, Mrs. Minturn.
Well, at least you can't get shot at here.
That can be arranged.
Oh, now, Winnie, how...
Now, don't you dare start asking me how I am. How do I look? Dead or alive?
Well...
I'm perfectly well, thank you, Vicar. Never felt better. Can't get out in the bay to fish because of them mines. I just get to watch them mackerel swimming by, laughing at me, because we can't get the boats out. Well, that's fine. I'll just sit and wait for them to throw themselves up on the beach. And all that beautiful barbed wire and them lovely pillboxes brightening my day. Vicar, how are you supposed to make a living, eh? And goodness knows what's to be done about them Yanks taking their clothes off down on my beach.
Mrs. Minton, how did you possibly know that?
Happened to glance out through the window. Just checking, you know, to see if the mackerel were rising.
Oh. And were they?
Don't know. Never noticed.
Look, if the army decide they need a few empty cottages around here to put up some Americans to help end this war, then that's all right with me. We've got an RAF bloke staying with us from the new radar station. Reckons he's going to get bored down here, though.
I'm not. Too much to see.
I tell you, Vicar, this place is changing.
I think we can all agree with that, Jack.
I think this valley and village are changing for good.
You do?
All our days are numbered. Now if everyone saw that those up in the War Office ranks can do as they please for the sake of the war. This has been coming for ages. We should never be so shocked.
Surely you'd know you shouldn't believe everything you hear.
How could we believe it?
Well, surely it's poppycock.
They've already houses.
As well as some land.
Then fight them together.
We'll stand hand in hand.
No one will fight till we know where we stand.
They were empty. They wouldn't dare take our places, and if they tried, we'd be too much for them. The only way they'd have my place is over my dead body.
That can be arranged too.
But they've already a foothold, as well you all know. Anything empty we've had to let go. For the sake of the war, we've had to let go.
Surely they won't take more properties.
They can't take us.
Crazy idea.
Mrs. Miller, you've seen how they've taken land on the heath.
They didn't ask them, no, if you please.
Council does nothing, just can't be bothered.
Do nothing but begging to us, so what chance you and me?
Can't you see what's happening under our nose? In all truth, they will be unopposed.
More and more I hear every day from Lulworth Camp and Brandy Bay.
How do you always see it this way? You sound more like the Bond family every day. You're supposed to be with us. There's a war to be won. Whose side are you on?
We're on the same side, can't you see? We're all in this together, and it's not just me.
We all have things to sacrifice, the bond's just the same. And if you should like to speak with them, I'll gladly mention your name.
Look, I'm sure they wouldn't abandon us just like that. After all, this is England.
This is Tyneham, and things happen differently down here.
I think we're making too many assumptions.
You're right, Vicar. The Bonds are coping fine, and if the Bonds can cope, then so can we.
You and the bloody Bonds? I bet their manor won't have a finger laid on it.
Jack, for heaven's sake! Without the Bonds, you wouldn't be here at all.
Men are dying out there. You remember Dunkirk. If that never convinced you, then nothing would work.
Helen's right, they're all over, with a lot more to come. Now I wonder where we'll be when this war's finally done.
We've got a new bloke arriving today.
I've got a couple from up Blandford Way. I think he'll be here for the rest of the war. Say they're fed up, that they're totally bored.
Nappy girls in the schoolhouse canteen in our hall. I tell you, this valley's a right free for all.
And I've heard the good news that there's wafts on the way.
Should brighten the place, but where do you think they'd stay?
They'll stay in the manor with the Bonds while they're here.
For now, we just wait till they all disappear.
The Bonds place, the manor, how would you know?
RAF officers called by and said so. Rather shook the squire, it caused quite a stir. He was given no choice, quite official as they were.
The Bonds have been here for 300 years.
Then it seems pretty damn clear. Life is changing, my dear. That's a shell in the sea.
60 women they're going to squeeze into that house.
I've heard they've got Shermans the Yanks are trying out.
Let's hope they don't point them to war, Barrett out. I've seen pants aplenty, and I've seen plenty more. They'll swarm over Tyneham, right up to my door. Or through it.
Can they hear what we're saying? Can they see how it will be? It's been coming now for ages. Is anyone free? And freedom is all to be seen, to help to keep our way free.
All right, everything's sorted in the kitchen. Are we okay in here? Okay, need to make a plate up for Dad. He can eat in his room. We'll eat in the kitchen, give them some space. It's gonna be so romantic.
Well, I just hope it works this time. After all, it's not the first time this has happened, is it?
Oh, well, no, but it'll be different this time. Tom talked about signing up before, but now he's found the cottage just outside the village. I reckon he'll stay. That way Helen won't be too far away from Dad or the Bonds.
Well, I hope she sees it that way.
She will. So is everything ready?
Well, table's ready, the flowers, well, holly. What about this? I've never used one before. How do you work it?
Oh, it's really easy. You just wind it up with the... Charlie, where's the handle?
The, what?
The handle. It was here. I had it 10 minutes ago.
Oh. You mean this?
Well, I think it was a cheek of the vicar speaking like that. I can do without prompting. We'll name our wedding day.
Don't you mean you'll name our wedding day?
No, we'll name it, I promise. Come on, dinner. Oh, my! What's going on here?
Surprise!
Oh, Bessie, what have you done?
Well, me and Charlie thought it'd be nice if the two of you had a meal together. So, everything's sorted. Sit down, eat, relax.
Thanks, Bessie. This is lovely and just perfect and so unexpected.
Isn't that the Bonds gramophone?
Yes, I borrowed it.
Why on earth would you...
Don't ask any more questions. This is lovely, just perfect.
May I show you to your seat, madam?
Oh, thank you, waiter.
Please do take a seat, sir. Dinner will be served very shortly.
What are those two up to?
I don't know. And I don't care. This is lovely. Just you and me. Would you care for the next dance?
Why, thank you, kind sir.
We haven't danced together for ages. Such a lovely feeling to hold you again. We should do it more often.
You're right, we should.
No, I could never think of living without you. No, I could never doubt that I'd ever doubt you. We were meant to be together, facing up to stormy weather, fighting through the dark together, as long as it's not without you.
I never knew you could sing like that.
There's a lot you don't know about me yet. When I am floating with my arms held around you, I thank the angels and the stars up above that I found you. I am lost in seventh heaven, knowing we will always be each other's heaven. I don't care if I'm in heaven, as long as it's not without you.
Oh, if only life could always be like this.
It can. Every day can be like this one. Just you and me.
Oh, Tom, not that again.
Yes, that again. My life is on hold, Helen. I'm waiting for you to say yes, and for the war to end.
Oh, then we can all look forward.
How can I look forward to anything without you? If you loved me, you'd think the same.
But I do love you, you know that. You know that, don't you?
Yes. Yes, of course. Marry me. In the new year. There's a cottage, come up empty in the valley, just perfect for us. Not far from Father and Bessie or work.
We'd never get that place.
I've spoken with Rafe Bond. He's agreed. Our own place, Helen, just you and me. Not far from Father and Bessie.
What? So that's what this is all about? This unexpected romantic meal? Well, is it?
No, of course not.
I don't believe you. Father and the Bonds seem to know more about this than I do, and I suppose those two out there know all about it.
Oh, Helen, please.
Oh, Father wants me.
He called for Bessie.
I'm going to see what he wants. He wouldn't call if he didn't want something.
Did I hear Dad call? How's it going? Have you asked her? Did she say yes? Did she?
Yes, he called. She's gone up to see him.
Well?
She said no.
Well, did she say yes? Did you get down on bended knee? Oh, I bet all that smoochy music and a bit of crooning helped,
Charlie,
didn't it?
shut up!
What?
She turned Tom down.
What? I just can't understand you women.
What?
Well, how many proposals does she want? When will she know when she's well off?
Keep your thoughts to yourself, Charlie.
The fact of the matter is, you don't like hearing the truth. Your sister's just plain pig-headed. I mean, sorry, Tom, no offence, but you can look after your father. Everyone knows that, apart from a stupid Helen, apparently.
I think you said enough, Charlie.
Yes, and so do I. Go home.
What? Now?
Yes, go home, now.
I don't suppose you want to see a film tomorrow night? No? Okay, thought it'd be worth a try. I'll catch you later, Tom.
Don't worry, I'm going too. There's not much point in staying.
No, stay. Talk to her. I'm sure she doesn't mean it.
Oh, yes, I do. So, your little plan didn't work, did it? Wasting my time with your romantic nonsense, thinking you could change my mind.
Don't be ridiculous, Helen. How can anyone change their mind as stubborn as yours?
I'm going up to the Bonds.
What, now?
Yes, now. Eve needs our help to sort the place out for some waffs who are arriving later today. You need to be there at 4, and you can bring that gramophone back with you. Father's asked for some more water, and the washing up needs doing.
Thank you for organising my life yet again.
Helen, look, I just thought...
Well, you thought wrong. We don't need anyone else to sort our lives out for us. And I've told you 1,000 times I cannot leave Father, and that's an end to it.
Oh, have it your way, Helen.
Helen Taylor, font of all knowledge.
And as for you, young lady, you need to stop meddling in other people's business.
Sister, and God, she knows who to be.
I'll see you at 4, and bring that gramophone. And don't forget to check on Father.
Tyneham's own Scarlet O'Hara, she'll lose him like Scarlet lost a rat. Maybe not, you should see what I see. Maybe not, you should listen to me. Oh yes, I have seen the film. Charlie took me to Bournemouth to see the damn film. He paid for that Saturday matinee. I've kept it secret, it's better that way. How folks gossip at the end of the day. Maybe things are better when they cannot hear a thing you have to say. With no past on which they can reflect, you've nothing now lost when holding their respect. Who cares when children speak their minds? When you're older, all you know will be refined. Till then you'll find you're always one step behind, just the young and the blind. Well, I suppose Charlie listens to me. Father tries, but he's too old to see. But all my life by his side I will stay. His body fading with him day after day. I can stay and I'll still remain free. Papa, you'd know if you'd listen to me. But I run, see the still southern stars in the sky, on their bikes, in the bars. I've met Americans, soldiers, GIs. One came from Buffalo with the most beautiful eyes. The pure child keeps herself to herself. Well, a girl's got to see all the goods on the shelf, hasn't she? Living life as seen and not heard means you live your life free as a bird. Now hold your tongue and pray, leave adventure far behind you. While the world grows up around you, and then when Helen goes, if Helen goes, heaven knows when Helen's gone. Will I be old enough to care when she moves on? Helen Taylor, guardian you can be. Make your choice or lose him, you will see. He won't stay after the war. A week back in Tyneham, he'll be straight through the door. And could you blame him? He's waited long enough. The time will soon arrive for him to call her bluff. And still she'll never listen. until something great has suddenly occurred in Tyneham. Consider your fate before it's too late, and no one is hurt in
Right, everyone, come along then, please. Oh, thank you so much for coming, Bessie. Thank you. Now, Mrs. Miller, is everything ready?
Yes, ma'am. All rooms are prepared. We're as ready as we'll ever be.
Oh, good, good.
Oh, Eve, they're here. 2 trucks have just pulled up in the driveway. There does seem to be an awful lot of luggage.
Oh, right, thank you. Right, everyone. Well, I didn't say this was going to be easy. And we must remember this is only a temporary situation and one to help our country, to help us win the war. Rafe, did you wish to say anything?
Right. Thank you all for your efforts. We appreciate everything that you've done. This war won't go on forever and we'll be back to normal before you know it.
Rafe, they're here.
We'd like to introduce to you the radar station girls. We're new. You see, we really don't want too much fuss. We just get on with life, that's us. Station not too far away. Our lookhouse perched at Brandy Bay. You spend a month up there and you're bored stiff. It's not much fun stuck on a cliff. So in the evening when we're here, where can a nice girl find a beer? And could we check now in advance? Where can a girl go for a dance? We have a wax on Brandy Bay, and we will not get in your way. We've got a job to do, so really we won't bother you. This really looks too grand a place to be our base. But then we'll take good care of what you've got, and even if that's not a lot, of course we know you're rather sad, but governmental disposition can't be all that bad. We know these are your homes we're in, the lovers and feeders on bread and gin, and the works on Brandy Bay will not outlive their stay. We're sorry for the news, it's not the message we would choose. We'd all give our lives for you, but you see it's what we're paid to do. Our training has us prepped and ready to go. Curtains up and let's start the show. We have to win this war someday. The lives of us from Brandy Bay, with the help of men like you, sacrifice will see us through. We hope you haven't been misled, but 60 girls will need a bed. Yes, it's enough to make you weep, but 60 girls need beauty sleep. Though we know it's rather late, our message is evacuate. You'll be in the safest hands. We hope you all will understand. We'll take our leave and make a start. Everyone must play their part. Settle in and settle down. Tyneham's now a battleground. Sergeant Pat Evans at your service, ma'am, sir.
Welcome, Sergeant. Welcome to our home. I hope we've made everything as comfortable as possible for you and your team.
Oh, thank you. And where would you like us?
I'll deal with this, Rafe. I'll meet you in the drawing room.
Right.
Mrs. Miller, can you help me here, please? This is Mrs. Miller. She is our housekeeper, and she will show you to your rooms.
Certainly, ma'am. Right, ladies, follow me, please. Don't forget to wipe your feet and try not to touch the tapestries.
What's a tapestry?
It's a sort of rug you hang on the wall.
What's the point of sticking a carpet on the wall?
To know. It's what posh people do. But it saves on the wallpaper, I suppose.
I'll help with any bags, ma'am.
That would be a great help. Thank you, Bessie. Mrs. Smith, would you mind going too, please?
Which way to the bags?
Oh, Helen, do you think you could hold the fort out here for a while, please? I really think I need to go in and see Rafe. We'll be in the drawing room.
Of course I can. I'll make sure they wipe their feet and keep off the tapestries.
Well, they all seem to be settling in. I'll go back and see them in a moment.
It feels like we've lost our home, Evelyn.
Yes, well, it's only temporary, isn't it? And after all, what's important is that we're together, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
You know I'll always be here for you, Rafe, don't you?
Yes, I know. It's just that everything's happening so quickly, and I don't seem to be able to do anything about it. I feel as though I'm watching it all happen from a distance, through a window, and I'm not really part of it.
Well, you are a part of it. We all are. And we really must have to make the best of it.
I'm making the best of what I can, but no one seems to understand.
No. Well, we're going to the Wells for supper. That should take our mind off things for a few hours.
We shouldn't be leaving. Not when they've just taken over my house.
We're not leaving, Rafe.
We might as well be.
Oh, don't say that. I'll go. I'll help them unpack. They'll all be settled soon. We still have the attic and the bedroom. We still have a couple of rooms all to ourselves. Now I must go and help them. They've been travelling since 12. Here, rest for a while. Read your Harding. You know how it calms you. Afterwards.
Favourite poem, these words ring so true.
I think that he wrote them just for you. I won't be long.
When the present has latched its postern behind my tremulous day, and the month of May flaps its glad green leaves like wings, delicate filmed as new spun silk, will the neighbours say. He was a man who used to notice such things. If it be in the dusk, when like an eyelid soundless blink, the dewful hawk comes crossing the shades to a light. Upon the wind-warped upland thorn, a gazer may think, to him this must have been a familiar sight. If I pass some nocturnal blackness, mothy and warm, when the hedgehog travels furtively over the lawn, one may say he strove that such innocent creatures should come to no harm. But he could do little for them, and now he is gone. If when hearing that I have been stilled at last,
They stand at my door, watching the full-starred heavens that winter sees. Will this thought rise on those who will meet my face no more? He was one who had an eye for such mysteries. And will any say, when my bell of quittance is heard in the gloom, and a crossing breeze cuts a pause in its outrollings, till they arise again as they were anew bells boom. He hears it not now, but used to notice such
Thank you, Mrs. Smith. I love that poem too.
It always leaves me asking questions, especially after today. Will I be remembered, Eve? Will any of us, this be remembered?
Of course you'll be remembered, Rafe. The bonds and Tyneham can never be forgotten.
You can't know that. Isn't that exactly what's happening now?
I can't know anything, but what I see before me is a brave man who's giving everything for those he cares about, and no one can forget that.
People forget about sacrifice every day.
But aren't the most important sacrifices those that go unnoticed, though? Promise me you won't forget that. There's no need to worry, trust me, my dear. Things will be better, you've nothing to fear.
Father, stay peaceful, Father, I'm here. Things have been settled, you must not fear.
Nothing to fear, you say. How can you be so assured? Tell me how.
They can't take our home away.
They started to anyway.
Yes, but still we're here. Think back to when we were young. The world was ablaze, it was vibrant and music was sung. Reach for the sounds that you hear. Cling to the memories warming and clear. Think of the golden years. Think of your hopes, not your fears.
Here in our kingdom, the envy of all, Tyneham will see us the belle of the ball. You never forget it, the earth in your hand, working for stop, but you all the land. We all pull together and dance wherever we go. We've all had our sins, every man in his place in the law, and on we go. Life was so simple back then, life was much harder. We all knew our places from valley to glen. Nothing could harm us down here, nothing to shout about, doubts about here. Those were the golden years, all of the golden years. When you're hearing how much change just took the line, the skin and bone are set in stone. think of the golden years, wonderful golden years, full of new hopes and fears, serving the golden years, losing touch as you're drifting away. Give the new world your peace as you stay, drifting slowly and gently away, drifting slowly and gently away, gently away, gently away.
How many people?
225.
How many properties?
106.
How many acres?
3003.
There may be objections.
There won't be, trust me.
What of machinery, all of their stock
to be auctioned in Dorchester?
Quite a special job lot.
From a locally over that bridge, there's no need to worry.
It's all very discreet.
We can't suddenly move them away. Can't we delay?
We're already in the Bindon Heath Brandy Bay.
Now I'll say it again, nothing gets in our way. Do excuse us as long as you've nothing more to say. The invasion of Europe is now the main aim. South England, the place we begin the end game.
The crews all need training,
both us and the Yanks.
Thank God that we've known since the 20s. Purbeck's perfect for tanks.
How will we do this?
We'll start at the sea, then work our way inland.
Makes no sense to me.
How long will it take?
It should be in a day.
In just 24 hours.
They'll be out of the way.
Now again, moving on. If there's nothing you feel you should say.
When do we tell them?
November 17th.
And what date are they out by?
December 19th.
And really we can't give them anything more.
You forget the big picture, we're fighting a war.
A month should be ample, they'll all have a place.
But the middle of winter's a slap in the face.
So when would you do it, say, if you were me?
Well, when would you want it if you were them?
Let them know they'll return it or give them a home.
Make their life easier and help them to cope.
We need alternate secrecy.
If the press ever heard,
they'll have all sworn to silence. Now no one speaks a word.
We've a man on the ground, a reliable chap. Rest assured all around there will be no sort of mishap.
And you're sure you can trust him? He knows what's at stake.
I would certainly hope so for everyone's sake.
He works for the council where he's kept on his feet. He comes well recommended and very discreet.
He knows what to expect.
He'll have everything checked.
Can he handle the locals?
I believe he will gain a respect. The letters is drafted and already penned. Appeals to the patriot. It's
There being no other business, we bring this meeting to an end.
We've a man on the ground.
They decide you have a job to do.
A reliable chap.
You can't quite believe it, but it must be true.
There will be no mistakes with him.
They sit you down and say we've chosen you.
He's just a man.
Just the man, they said. He'll do all he can, they said. As big a job as you will ever get, so big that it hasn't really sunk in yet. Evacuate a village by December next. Just a month away. Every house that's in our way is cleared in 32 days. Move 200 people in 32 days. Rehouse them all in 32 days. The army takes over in 32 days. And I'm left to lead you. The council clerk being locked in here, killing time with paperwork from year to year. Chained to a desk, it becomes unclear why you should want a man like me. Taint me with their travesty, burden me with their tragedy. I'm not a man who ever asked to be anything more than who I am. And when dealing with people, real and loving people, they ask you to lie and betray. With no one to tell me how to do it. It's all right, John, there's really nothing to it. I guess I didn't know that I was seen this way. Tell me how I tell a man who's dying of pain that he's moving from his home in 32 days. Say it's all right, sir, you're the same as all the rest. Stay calm, good sir, do not feel distressed. I never said it was fair, but I solemnly swear that I'm doing my best. There are men who lie, there are men who cheat, there are men who would push other men from any kind of seat. There are men with children, a wife and a home, who must all pay their way or they'll end alone. With the team hard pressed as a precious mount, run along, don't rest, make the moment count. Do I protest? Do I count myself blessed? For my country I will try. You haven't sent me out to die. They say work and you work. They say beg like a dog and you beg. Get down on your knees. You can have your freedom when heaven agrees. Let them use your patience, let them use your expertise. You can tear a world apart with the greatest of ease. This is your duty, John. This one's a beauty, John. Just be sure no one hears or sees. So give me time and give me men. Trust me now, but never again. I'll stand in pride, see it done, and then you will have the land you need. With humility and greed. Now with guidance and a plan, I will do all I can. I will be your man. Morning to you all, it's nice to meet you face to face. I guess you're wondering why you're here, so let me cut right to the chase. We're leading an eviction that's in every way unique. We have a month to do it, and that starts tomorrow week.
So excited, so precise, so very, very businesslike. An eviction, so unique, and the world isn't just 4 weeks.
It's not quite an eviction like the ones you've done before. It's more evacuation that's enforced here by the law. The army will be taking Tyneham and surrounding land. Displace the people, sell their stock, take their houses on the clock. It's all been carefully planned. I have the utmost trust in you all with the task at hand.
Now work on for the good of the country. Work on till the sun can rise. Duty calls to the man in the brotherhood to fight for the clearer skies. Now work on for a future of freedom. The day all of man become kings. For now I know we will work below. Never see what tomorrow brings.
Helen, I have to talk with you.
Oh, I was just on my way to the bonds to...
Helen, please. I'm leaving.
Leaving? Leaving the farm?
No. Tyneham. I can't take this anymore.
Take what anymore?
Tyneham. Look, I know what I'm doing.
Well, I don't. Look, sit down, I'll make us some tea and then we can talk and...
You think there's anything left to say? I've made up my mind. I'm joining the army.
But Tom, you can't. You know what this family's been through.
Just the papers to sign on Monday now, Helen.
But Tom, you can't go. The farm needs you.
The farm will survive with my brothers around.
But it's your reserved occupation. There's no difference between
There's nothing
and...
anyone can say to change my mind. Not even you now.
How long have you been thinking like this?
A long time, Helen.
And what about us, Tom?
You've made it very clear that us can wait. Well, maybe you can. But I can't. Not any longer.
Why?
I have to do something other than work on this farm for the war. When I look at myself in the morning, in the mirror, do you know how I feel? Second best.
You're second to no one.
I should be out there fighting, doing anything I can do. I should be out there for my country, for my village, and for you. People judge in town when they look at me. Then they stare me down, but you never see. They never say a word. So you think they haven't heard, but you see it in their eyes. When you're brave enough to look them in the eyes. How the hell has he managed? Why is he still here? He should be out there fighting, but he's sitting here to rot. Is he ill? Is he damaged? Is he broken? Is he queer? Why is he still here? when my son is not.
Tom, I understand. You remember my brothers, don't you?
Never have I met 3 more honourable gentlemen.
Oh, sorry, are we interrupting something?
Yes, Bessie, you are.
I've just told her.
Oh, thank goodness. And about time too.
He told you that he was enlisting?
Oh, yes. He told me ages ago.
The decision has been made and Churchill's given them his word.
You told her? You told her before you told
They
me.
will have the right to return.
At least
There'll
she
be no
tries to
publication, just a few of us
She
who
listens.
know. We
Who do you
inform them
think you
all
are?
in 1 week's time, then it's all systems go.
Look, your father knows too. I need to do my part now. Yours is here. Mine is not. We'll talk soon.
Tom, we'll talk now!
He wouldn't go if he didn't need this.
Charlie, did you know anything about this?
No, I didn't. But it's difficult, you know. Driving a tractor's not like driving a tank, is it?
But he must understand that his job here on the farm is as important as those on the front line. The government knows it. People here know it. Don't they?
Sometimes I don't think you understand Tom at all.
How dare you! I've known him all my life. He's the man I'm going to marry.
If he can wait that long.
Bess, come on, it's not the time for this.
No, I'm staying.
No, you're not.
We could go catch a film or something.
I have work to finish here.
No, you don't. I'll do it.
No, you will not.
But you promised.
Well, I've changed my mind.
You two are more alike than you know.
What? Take Mavis Meach, then least room with a chance. Enjoy the film.
I'll make sure I will.
What makes you think you have the right to interfere with my life like this?
I haven't interfered with anything. This would have happened just the same without my divine intervention. Yes, change does happen, and I've told you to beware. When choosing to accept it, you must take care. If only you'd have seen, I have always been there. I listened to you, it would only be fair. But there is no bond that time cannot tear. And once it has broken, it goes God knows where.
See the future, see the light, history will pass. After you've been fighting, peace will come to last. Hold your head and spirit high, war will not stay long. Sleep now where you lie, till nothing more in life is wrong.
Excuse me, sir, madam. This telegram has just arrived for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller.
Sir.
Rafe? Rafe?
He's missing.
In order to give our troops the fullest opportunity to perfect their training in the use of modern weapons of war, the Army must have an area of land particularly suited to their special needs and in which they can use live shells. For this reason, you will realise the chosen area must be cleared of all civilians. It is regretted that in the national interest, it is necessary to move you from your homes. and everything possible will be done to help you both by payment of compensation and by finding other accommodation for you if you are unable to do so yourself. The date on which the military will take over this area is the 19th of December next, and all civilians must be out of the area by that date. The government appreciate that this is no small sacrifice which you are asked to make, but they are sure you will give this further help towards winning the war with a good heart.
Somebody said that we're already dead.
Charlie, bring a letter. Have you heard
To
this
them right, he brought a letter. There's hardly more than they could use.
Each and every aftercare. They want us out by Christmas.
What the hell is going on?
By the 19th of December. And there's nothing we can do. Have you seen this letter?
It came right out of the blue.
Out of the blue, out of the blue, out before Christmas. What will we do? What could we do? Who is there to turn to? Way out of attention, and we've got to leave him alone. No one with true intentions, he's been punished for doing wrong. Like nothing we knew, it came out of the blue.
Father, I'm sorry, but I must go into the village. They'll be expecting me there.
I'm coming with you.
Of course.
We'll leave you here to rest, but I promise we won't be long.
Just a minute, young lady. I'm going out there too. There's people to see and things that got to be said.
Are you sure you feel ready for that?
I never felt more ready in my life.
Rafe, someone must go to the village and speak with them. I won't have you leaving this house at this moment.
Oh, well, I can stay with you, sir. I can start helping you pack.
That would be a great help. Thank you, Pat. I won't be long, I promise.
I'll be in my study.
Take us out by Christmas.
They wouldn't bloody dare in the middle of a winter.
Do you really think they care? They've been planning this for months now. We haven't got a hope of changing anything they said in that envelope.
What about my livestock and machinery as well?
Don't you see? I guarantee they'll ship it out to sell.
And so we'll be left with nothing.
With not a hope in hell.
Surely sit down and hold this.
But who is there to tell?
When out of the blue, someone like you set out before Christmas. What will we do? What can we do? Who is there to turn to? He came out of the blue, and there's nothing we can do. When your worst fears have been realized, and you think that staying here lies farther away from home than you've ever known before. When you live in precious memory and don't live at the thoughts, will never be the same again.
We must find the squire. Mrs. Minturn, Mr. Bond is not here at present. I am. And what's vital now is that we all remain calm.
No one here should have that much expected of them.
You know we'll only be able to make sense of this if people are sensible.
Surely the squire will know what more needs to be done.
For goodness sake, you'll have a letter too. Don't you see the end game's done? It's not just us, it's everyone.
We need to stop and think, my friends. At least it seems to me that we're forgetting what all this is for. The war is here to keep our land free.
Thought I'd find you here. Can't quite believe it, can you? Not sure where we'll move to yet. Got to sell all the machinery and stock. Almost glad I'm not here when it happens. All that work. And what for? And what about you three?
I have no idea. I'm going to Wareham tomorrow to try and sort out something with the council, but it won't be easy. Father's really worried. He'd taken to his bed until this morning. Bessie thinks it'll be more like a great adventure. You look smart.
Oh, thanks. Makes a change from farm clothes. Soon be uniform.
I'm sure you'll look even smarter. I made you some sandwiches. Dorchester, isn't it?
Got to be at the barracks for midday. Charlie's giving me a ride on his motorbike. Me, on a motorbike. Whatever next.
Whatever next. Yes, Tom, whatever is next. What do you expect to happen next?
Don't say a word, at least not for now. You can think it, but don't say how you feel. I'm never sure how to find the words, the right, polite words. Just remember my smile all the while I'm away. I'm fighting for you, so wait and love me, I pray.
Thank you, God.
Nothing more to say. There is no better way. Nothing more to say.
I dreamed of beautiful things. The worlds I'd share just with you, all the birds and fire.
A woman warm as the stars. I'll give you peace for as long as this world is turning. But you know the life you live, and you live it with the grace of the air, with the pace of a prayer. You give me all I could need. Yes, I want more and always will, but I'm only human.
There's other things to need and other worlds to make. A life out there to see that all too soon we're forced to take.
You do not hate me, and I will not lose you. To think you could change so would be to abuse you. I will not hurt you, not stop nor confuse you. Just let me leave you as happy as you can bear. Let me know, let me give, let me show and let me live. Let me grow, let me say, I would go if you could stay. I will do all that I can to bring the hope you've deserved all your life. I'll write a beautiful tune, a note you'll learn off by heart. You can read each morning. I swear I'll live loving you, beautiful you. In silence, I cannot be yours, and you cannot be mine, but that's fine. won't you kiss me goodbye?
You ready, Tom? She's all ready to go. I'll be waiting outside.
I'll be back before you know it. Chatting to your dad again. Planning our lives together. All right, I'll ask you first. Just as long as you promise to say yes.
We'll see about that.
That's a yes then?
And how do you work that out, Tom Tizard?
Because you didn't say no. They say the war will be over soon. The Germans are retreating. The Yanks and Russians are on our side. Should be over in months. Then just you and me. And I won't take no for an answer.
Tom.
Each day I'll still be blessed in all I do. Each day I'll know I'm blessed for just having known you.
I'll write every day.
Promise?
Promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I thought he had to stay on the farm.
He's been allowed to leave. His decision.
I chose to go years ago. I'd be there still. But why is he going now?
You know why. He's doing this for us, just like we're doing this for everything that we believe in.
We've all lost loved ones fighting in this war, the last. I think it's time for you and I to nail our colors to the mast. We have to help these soldiers. We all must understand. Until we're freed, our country needs us all to lend a hand.
Training these soldiers is costing us our whole world.
The war is costing everyone the same, Jack.
And these soldiers still seem to feel welcome here. You make me sick.
Jack, don't you dare speak to anyone like that. Least of all our friends.
They can never be friends to the valley they're destroying.
Charlotte, could you please take the others and go back to the manor and help Mr. Bond and the staff finish packing?
Packing? Why the hell are they packing?
Jack, it's none of your business.
Mr. Bond and I have been temporarily requisitioned to Coachman's Cottage until the evacuation.
So, even the great and the good have been kicked out. I suppose you'll keep your staff though, won't you?
Jack, I told you this evacuation will affect us all.
You mean eviction? This eviction will affect us all. Is this the freedom your brothers died for?
Jack, how dare you!
Well, is it? Shut up! What do you know about them? What do you know about war?
I know they were honourable men who fought and died for the likes of you and me, which is more than you've ever done!
Please! You brutes! Jack! Now, listen, everyone, please. Go back to your families. Spend the day with your loved ones and talk things through. Make no decisions until tomorrow. There will be a meeting tonight at 7 in the village hall for all who wish to have their say. And meanwhile, don't forget to go to the offices of John Durrant Lewis and in Wareham as soon as possible. This is no trifling sacrifice that weary just to make. Helen's right, we must unite when for our country's sake. No one will leave this valley without a place to lay their head. You're not alone, you'll have a home. To you I give my pledge. We're asked to give up everything, each man to play his part. Show all your Tyneham deep dignity and bear it with a noble heart. Out of the blue, what would God have us do? With a fighter with his life on the line, is not really you.
Oh, I've packed these, Mr. Bond. The staff will bring more later. Right. We need to tidy these away. Oh, this is lovely. I bet it's a family heirloom. My grandmother had one of these. Not so nice, of course. It's lovely. Oh, you know, I have been wondering, I haven't seen your cat Tipper for a couple of days. Sure, he's fine, probably out mousing somewhere, or maybe he's headed to Coast Guard's cottage before you, because it's very cosy out there. Right. Let me help you with your coat. It is chilly out there. Sir?
Thank you, Sergeant. Shall we go?
I had to move house once. I was only 8. Father had died. Went to live up north near my aunt. My mum, me, my 3 brothers. It wasn't so bad, really. We soon got used to the new place. Didn't think we would. But we did. I'm sure you'll soon settle in.
Settle in, Sergeant. In 1 month's time, we won't even be here. Like the rest of the village will be gone to God knows where. So I'll hardly have time to settle in, will I?
No. No, I suppose not. Well, let's go inside, shall we? Oh, at least it's nice and warm. You sit down, and I'll make us some tea and get rid of these cases. Oh, yes. I found this upstairs in a drawer when I was packing. I thought you might like to have it here. It's Mark, isn't it?
Yes. He was about 6 when this was taken.
Oh. Do you have any news of him?
Did you know any of this was going to happen, Sergeant? And would you have told me if you had?
No, Mr. Bond. I did not know. And yes, I would have told you if I could have.
Thank you for the photograph. It was very thoughtful of you.
Well, we're all settled in. Thank you so much, Pat. That's been a great help. Where did you find that, my dear?
I brought it over, Eve. I hope you don't mind. I thought it might help you.
That's very kind of you.
Well, I'll be off then. You know where to find me if you need me.
Yes, Sergeant. We know where to find you.
Why haven't we heard anything, Rafe?
Anything could have happened. We don't know anything yet.
But what do you mean by yet? What patience do you have left? How much worse can anything get?
Equipment goes down, it's easily done.
Nothing is final till the battle is won. In the heat of the fighting, when nothing is for sure, these things always happen in the middle of a war. And after all, you know the score. We have been here before.
And last time he had somewhere to come home to and a family name.
Last time things were different, this will not be the
and
same.
And the war that was fought for nobility and fame, he returned
with respect,
in anger and shame.
It's now our own liberty lying there at stake. They're out there in peace,
and they're dying for our sake. And I ask myself, just how much more can I take before my heart breaks? My paper heart feels torn apart. Its tattered shreds like autumn leaves cling to the elms in Tyneham wood. I'd let them soar heaven bound if I could. My paper heart, I thought so strong, my guide and guardian for so very long, always there and always true. But I was wrong, you let me down when I needed you. Take me with you, paper heart, as the sun sets deep within me. Let me see the beauty and the art as you guide me through the trees. Tell me all there is to know. Let me go.
I thought I knew you, but you feel so lost. And this hell goes on at too high a cost. I need you now more than ever before. I promised in a vow on the day that I swore I would love you forever. That I swore I would never leave your side. And now we take the future in our stride. He survived El Alamein. He will do it again. For now we pray for the best. He will come home. Heaven bless. In this world of fear and uncertainty, some things are never clear, and some are meant to be.
My paper heart, so strong, so small,
I will be
always with me from the start.
Give us the peace that we desire.
as you'd please. Make sure you leave some space inside for these.
Are we ready, sir? Time's getting on. It can't be long till they're up and gone.
Give me some time, we'll be out of here soon. We're planning to leave here by mid-afternoon. With any luck, that's the plan anyway. Keep moving along, we can't afford to delay. And who is left?
The Bonds have a car, but they're still waiting there. The Taylors need transport, the Dads in a chair. A couple of horses still packing away.
Then as soon as we're done, we'll head down to the bay.
Down there it's just Mrs. Minton. Now the rest of them are gone.
Then we better be going. Would you move the rest on?
There's also the Goulds. He's not keen on leaving.
Well, he hasn't a choice. None of us have. Find me a lorry from the camp.
Right. Oh yes, this letter just came for you.
I can't believe it, not now.
What's the matter? No lorries?
We're short of a house, and the Goulds place it that. Don't leave that case there. If there's 3 to a seat, then they'll just have to share. Get the last ones on board, make sure they're all found. We cannot afford to be hanging around.
Out here.
We need them all out within the next hour. What am I saying?
It's Jack.
Ah, Mr. Gould.
Hello.
I'm glad I've caught you. I've just heard some news. Apparently there's a bit of a problem with your accommodation.
What? What sort of problem?
I'm not sure how to put this. There's no easy way to say it. But the house we'd had earmarked for you is unsuitable.
What does that mean, unsuitable?
It means you can't move in there. Nobody can. Well, certainly not straight away, at any rate.
Well, what's wrong with it?
The roof needs fixing, some unplastered walls, excessive damp, and broken windows. I've only just been informed. I'm sorry, Mr. Gould,
You're sorry? Sorry? What are we supposed to do while you're sorry, eh?
I have my people searching all over Purbeck as we speak. There are still places available. I know there are.
But you don't know, do you? And suppose there's nowhere. What are we supposed to do then, eh? It's December. It's bloody December and it's bloody cold. Well, hadn't you noticed? But that's okay. Because you're sorry. Suppose you'll be going home to a nice warm house tonight.
Be patient, Mr. Gould. We will find you somewhere, trust me.
I don't trust anyone in suits, Mr. Durant Lewis. You treat us like cattle, ship us to God knows where, and ask us to trust you. Well, this is my life we're talking about. My home.
Look, Mr. Gould, I know how you must feel.
How can you possibly know that, eh? Tell me. How could you possibly understand how any of us feel? Walking out through our front doors today, not knowing when we'll be back, if ever.
Mr. Gould, I have given you my word. Churchill has given you his. You will all return when the war is over. And I give you my word that I will have found you a place to stay by the end of today.
And if you don't?
Perhaps I can be of help here, sir.
Ah, Miss Taylor, isn't it? I've seen you around the village today with Mrs. Bond. Thank you for all you're doing to help.
Mrs. Bond has already found a house for my family in Corfe. She told me so this morning. So we'll no longer be needing the place that you've allocated to us. Perhaps you can allocate that house to Jack here instead.
That's a stroke of luck I wasn't expecting, Miss Taylor. Although, it would need new paperwork, I suspect. It does seem to be a solution. Are you sure the Bonds have a house for you?
Oh yes, Eve has assured me.
Isn't that so typical of you, Helen Taylor? In cahoots with the Bonds even now, always in their pockets. You remember your place in the Tyneham pecking order, young lady. You're like the rest of us, beholden to them. Always were, always will be. And they'll want something back for this, you can bet on that.
What are you talking about, you stupid man? I'm offering you a roof over your head. Or perhaps I should take my offer and discuss it with your wife. I am guessing that she would look upon it differently.
If Miss Taylor is sure that she has alternative accommodation, then may I respectfully suggest that you go home and talk to your wife and take up this generous offer. Where is the house you've been allocated, Miss Taylor?
Oh, in East Lulworth, near the Weld Arms. Not far.
Mr. Gould?
All right. I'll go home and I'll speak to my wife.
And you will tell her that you will accept my offer?
Yes, I suppose so.
Then I'll fetch the paperwork for you. It's in the house. Go home and talk to your wife.
What about your father? He's getting on.
Father will be fine. The house we've been offered is more than adequate for Father. Now go home.
Miss Taylor, thank you again. That was incredibly kind of you. It's made my life today a little easier. It's all very methodical, very military. It's nice to see some generosity around. I'm off to find Mrs. Minton now.
Of course, I understand. You're doing your best, as we are. Now, good luck with the last few. Mrs. Minton's is just down the lane on the left.
Is anyone here? You should have gone.
Gone. For 60 years it's been my home. All I want is to be left alone.
The truck's outside. You'll need a coat. It's cold out there. I'll just make a note of where you're going.
But before you do, I ask of you just one thing.
Anything.
Tell me it's all worthwhile, dear. Tell me it's for the best. Tell me I'll be back home again, or is that just anyone's guess?
Are those your things? That's all you've got? The bath on the path, it doesn't seem a lot.
The suitcase is upstairs, sir. There's crockery in the bath. I packed it up in paper. Do you think it will last till I get there? Wherever there is.
I'm sure they will. They'll take great care. You're only going to Langton, where there's a cozy place that they found for you, with running water and electric too.
Electric? I'd rather have a stove, my dear. Running water? I'd rather have a stream. I'd rather have a place to breathe, a home where I can dream. Tell me it's all worthwhile, dear. Give me some peace of mind. Tell tell me I'll breathe this air again. Give the hope that I cannot find.
It won't take you long to enjoy it, and you won't be on your own. This war will soon be over, then you will see how time has flown.
And suppose we don't come back, if the truth has passed us by, if they make just one mistake, who will ask the question why?
They'll make sure you all return, every single one. It's black and white, it is your right when the war is done.
I'm going to miss the gulls, sir. I'm going to miss the sea, the sand, the wind, the cliffs that mean so much to me.
You're not far from the sea, Mum. Langton's not far from the sea. Friends will come to see you, and they'll take you to the sea. You'll swim just like a child again, for year after year.
But what you don't understand, sir, is that it will not be here. Still, tell me it's all worthwhile, sir. Tell me it's not in vain. Tell me I won't be far for long, feeling nothing but pure disdain.
I promise it's all worthwhile, Mum. Yes, this is for the best. I know you'll be back here again, and along with all of the rest. The truck's outside, it's time to go. We're already late. No wait, no rush, take it slow.
Thank you.
Take a moment, take your time, Mum. You've been here since you were just a girl. This is your house, this is your home. This is the worst job in the world.
Come along, young man. I'm done here now. We're done here now. We're all done here for now.
Bess, wait. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said those things in front of Helen.
You shouldn't have said them in front of me, let alone Helen. Saying we're alike.
I know. I'm sorry.
How was the film then? Did Mavis Meach enjoy it?
I didn't go. I wouldn't have taken Mavis anyway.
Oh, who would you have taken then?
Well, you, of course. I wouldn't want to take anyone else. There's no one quite like you, Bess.
So I'm told. Frequently.
Wait, who's told you that?
Never you mind.
Look, if you want me to leave, I will. I just wanted a chance to talk to you. I really can talk to you.
Oh, yes?
Yes. Look, Bess, I've had a bad week. What with delivering all those letters, seeing the faces of the folks I've known all my life. It's not fun watching grown men and women crying on your shoulder or on their doorstep. It's not fair, Bess. And with Christmas coming so soon, you're the only one keeping people cheery.
So that's why you came by, is it? So I can cheer you up?
You always manage to do that. I don't know what I'd do without your sweet smile about the place. I'm going to be getting my call-up papers soon.
What? What does that even mean?
Well, it means I've reached that magical age where I can get shot at. I thought it'd all be over by now. You know, the war. Oh, does that sound bad? With what Tom and the others are going through, do I sound like a coward for not wanting to get shot at?
No, of course not. No one wants to get shot at. You won't have to go soon, will you?
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm expecting the call any time now. Why? Would you miss me?
I don't know. I might.
Might?
A bit.
How much of a bit?
A big bit, I guess.
Really?
Yes. A lot, actually.
You've never really said anything like that to me before, Bess Taylor. Say, you don't reckon that... Well, maybe you'd like to... We should...
Charlie, stop and think about what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to do, but
What do you want to ask me?
I don't know. Will you, Bess Taylor, will you
be my lover and friend?
Will I what?
Will you be the one to hold me high?
Hold you where?
Will you stick it out until the end? Or let the life you wanted pass you by?
Do you really mean it, Bess? Really?
People say I'm strong-headed and a bit of a flirt. I would call it unique, where some would say extrovert. Who needs simple and steady? No one was made that way. So if you think you're ready, consider what people would say. And will you be my lover and friend? Will you learn to know me like I'm yours? Will you stick it out until the end? Or lose your way fighting demons and fighting wars?
All of that's going to change, Bess. I don't care what they think. From now on, they'll say, that's Charlie's girl. It's got a ring to it. Charlie's girl.
Perhaps I'll get one too.
One what?
I can see us in the years to come, sitting by the fire in a home down by the bay. Far away from everyone, losing touch with all that they do and all that they say.
People say good things when you give them good things to say. So good things we'll give them till the day that we part. Until then we'll just go ahead, living life our own way. I will buy us a cottage, all homely for you and for me. We will live by the shoreline
in a place that's just big enough for three.
Dad will be with us.
You will have to tame me.
What do you mean by three?
Take me out and we'll dance. You don't have to entertain me, but promise we'll travel when we have the chance.
Friend and lover, do not forget. There are sides to me you will not have seen yet.
Do we wait for the end of the war?
I will wait for you. After all, what are friends for? Will you be my lover and friend?
come to hold me high? Will you stick it out until the end? Or let the life you wanted move on by and by? Will you be my lover, my lover, my lover, and my friend?
Now go fix that bike of yours. I've got to meet Dad. I'll see you later.
Oh, okay. Wait, what did she mean by 3?
What are you doing? Charlie told me to find you here. Father, you need more on than that. It's freezing. Where are your gloves?
Helen, stop fussing. He's fine. We're going over to the green, to the trucks. We've been told to go. Where have you been?
I'm sorting things out with Eve. We've been helping the last few stragglers to finish their packing, but Eve hasn't had time to even consider what she needs to do for herself. A real saint if ever I knew one. I dread to think what this village would have done without her. There's just a few more to do before we're done, but it shouldn't take too long. Why didn't you wait for me
Helen, that was 4 hours ago. We've been fine. Everything's sorted, isn't it, Dad?
It certainly is. All sorted, Bess.
What do you mean, all sorted? What about the clothes packing? The crockery? I suppose you forgot all about the cutlery, the linen, the furniture. Who's putting that on the truck? The curtains, the mats?
Clothes, Dad.
All packed.
Crockery and cutlery.
All packed very carefully, all wrapped in newspaper, very tidy.
Linen.
All neatly folded.
And the furniture.
All on the truck. Soldiers put them on the trucks.
Yes, we had to pack it carefully, Dad, didn't we? You know what those soldiers can be like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you've made your point.
I'm not sure that we have yet, Helen.
And what do you mean by that, Father?
Well, don't you think it's about time you realise that young Bess here can look after me in the house perfectly well? I mean, she can cope quite adequately with me on her own without you.
Father, this is not the time to be discussing.
Helen, just listen to me for once. Just listen to me. Don't just push me around like an old empty shell that's got nothing more to say. Of course, I do need caring for. I mean, these old legs can hardly keep me upright these days, but that can happen at my age, can't it? It's just the way of things, God's way. But these eyes, Helen, they see everything. Not a lot wrong with my eyesight, or my heart for that matter. And Helen, I watch you and I could weep. You are sacrificing your life for this old man, an old man who loves you, but loves you as a father. But Tom, he loves you as a man. Helen, Tom loves you. Don't push him away when he comes back home. No more putting off the future. You know, I've not got a lot of time left now, but you two have. But that's the natural order of things, isn't it? You have to accept that. Don't fight it. If you love Tom, and I believe you do, truly love him, like I loved your mother, then there's no decision to be made, is there? Think about it, Helen. Don't waste your life. Fill your life with joy and adventure and love with Tom. There, I've had my say. I'm getting cold now. Come on, Bess, push me over to the trucks over there. Let's get going to Corfe. Christmas at Corfe Castle. Who would have thought that, eh? Have you got our new address, Helen? Where's that to?
Oh, I'll give it to the driver. It's on the kitchen table.
The kitchen table's in the truck. I've got the address here, Dad.
Well, you seem to have everything sorted. Thank you, Bessie.
There's no need to thank me. Makes my life easier too. Now, come on, can we sit in the back of the trucks together?
I'm going to stay here just a little while longer to help Eve with the last folk, but, Father,
No more words, Helen, no more words. You're a lovely person. You've got a good heart. You and Tom deserve each other. We'll see you in Corfe for tea. We're having fresh mackerel.
Not tonight, Dad. It's rabbit stew.
Rabbit stew? No, lovely. Oh, good.
I'll see you later.
Come on, Bess, push.
Come on, Evelyn. Hurry it up.
I'd forgotten the cat.
I'll catch you up, you get the car. I won't be far behind you, it'll be all right, I'll find you. There's something I must do before we go, a quiet final thing, you know. So it's au revoir and not goodbye that I whisper to these silent walls, to my shuttered, bolted, emptied Tyneham. I will stand by you. Now the time has come to thank you, my dear, so I speak now as soft shadows fall down the lanes and out across the hillside. I will stand by you. God will keep you safe, I know. I pray He will watch over you. This will not be the end, I know. I will not abandon you.
Oh, Eve, there you are. I see you pinned the note on the door.
Yes, I don't know what good it will do, but I felt I ought to try something. Come along, we must go. It's getting chilly.
Never could I leave without one last look. I read the valley and its people like a well-worn book. They speak to me, they call my name. They tell me life will never be the same. The whispers still remain from yesterday. I can hear them gently fading as they drift away. And in the years to come, as time goes by, will the one sound left in Tyneham be a seagull's cry?
Helen. I couldn't leave without seeing you one last time. Nor without thanking you, Helen, for everything.
Rafe and I can't thank you enough either.
All I ask is that you pray for Tom.
One day this bloody war will be over, and I'll be back.
You gave us your order, and no one has remained. I can turn around, but I will not live in shame. Hold fast, my brave one, against the cannon's blade. As long as I have breath in me, I'll share your pain.
Yesterday morning at 2:41 a.m., the representative of the German High Command signed the act of unconditional surrender we may allow ourselves a brief period of rejoicing.
Listen to those bells. It's all over. It's all over.
Message they tell. It's all over. It's all over. I can't believe it's true. History and you. It's over. Over. I can't believe it's done.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends of mine, before we start to drink us dry, me lady wife and I would like a little of your time. Can I have your attention, please? For we all know how hard this has been. The war is done, the battle's won, the course of history's had its run. We sacrificed an awful lot. Be grateful now for what we've got. Let's raise a glass to absent friends,
those we will never see again.
The ones who gave their lives for us, sacrificing all for us. So spare a thought on this great day for all they've given us.
To absent friends and those who've gone, who gave their lives to right or wrong, we salute you, we will not forget, we stand forever in your debt.
Now let's look to the future, whatever that may be, and for the rest of this momentous day, the drinks are all on me.
I've just heard the news.
It's all over.
Hear the steeple bells.
It's all over.
It's all over.
Just a little while ago. Over. Praise the Lord.
Now things will soon be back the same, just like before the army came. Let's raise a glass and hear them say, we did our bit for D-Day.
'Cause apparently we helped the Yanks with D-Day practice on their tanks. So we all helped to end the war, but life is what it was before.
Listen to those bells.
It's all over, and the message they tell. It's all over. Just a little while ago. Over. Raise a glass to that.
We better see the council soon. We'll be back in Tyneham, perhaps in June. They get us back and settled in. What do you reckon, lads?
I wouldn't put my shirt on June. For me, it's just a bit too soon. I heard some tank shells went astray, and apparently there's damage.
Damage? What damage?
You mean they've wrecked the place?
They've hit some of the houses.
It's an absolute disgrace.
I've got a mate who says he's got proof that the Shermans bombed the old church roof.
St. Cottages were hit as well.
Someone said so, I heard tell.
I heard some got blown to bits, just like being in the Blitz.
There's unexploded shells around.
It's like a bloody battleground.
Listen to those
You'll be home, you needn't doubt. As soon as Tyneham's sorted out, returning won't be long, you'll see. Now who will drink a toast with me?
Not so sure, I have to say. It hasn't been that bad a way. How new life is better than before.
I don't think we'd ever ask for more.
But Winston said we'd all go back. I've hardly started to unpack. The village can be saved again. You must know what I mean.
Think it through. Times have changed. Going back won't be the same. Life's moved on, and so have we. We're no longer evacuees.
Over, it's all over. Hear the bells ringing out. Over.
Are you really losing sight of where you came from?
It's not that simple. We've come too far from our criminal haven to even think about
Things will change in Tyneham, mate. The bonds will bring it up to date.
Actually, I have heard that they're considering all new modern comforts for all the homes.
Not now we're all settled down. It's nothing we can't get in town. It's everything that Tyneham's not, the place that time itself forgot.
But the bonds have backed us all the way. They found us rooms, a place to stay.
The war was won to set men free, but Tyneham wasn't free to me.
It's not over, never over. Tyneham's where I have to be. I was born there like my father. There is nowhere else for me. I thought about it long ago. Getting home is all I know. I was born there, I will die there. I'll raise a glass to that.
Time moves on and people smile. Fighting through seems worth your while. Those who hurt and those in pain see the joy in life again. Peace and hope are in the air. In love and war all things are fair. Now you're free, you're here to see the world there is to roam. Look ahead, the letter says your song is calling.
It's all over. And the message they tell, it's all over. I can't believe it's true. Here's to me and you. It's over, over. Raise a glass to that.
Helen, a telegram's come.
Thank you.
But we promised.
No, they did. We run the place now.
What difference does that make?
It wasn't our vow.
So how many acres?
6940.
Could we need any more?
I don't think so.
Why such an increase?
The range of a shell.
But all of those acres
with sea miles as well.
The locals won't like it, they won't understand.
We've been there since the 20s. Their peace is not the matter at hand.
Stalin is now the main threat. The world's rearranged.
He's coming up Europe, the order has changed.
And I'll not be the one who saw chaos ensue while this curtain of iron cuts Europe in two.
Who would be the opposition? The ones on the ground.
The action groups.
The gentry.
That's where the battle lines are found.
They won't all be against it. Our soldiers spend a lot.
Take the soldiers away and they'll lose their honey pot.
They'll play on that promise, say the government lied. They want to return,
They think truth's on their side. We'll tell them they need us to stop urban sprawl. Tanks are not caravans, no access for all.
Preservation of heritage, they'll let per bed grow. Then pull back to Lulworth to soften the blow.
We'll give generous payouts
and keep their rents low.
Compensation for all.
They will thank us, you know. It appears, gentlemen, that our business is done. Decisions are made, we're agreed in unison. Hold your local inquiries and do as agreed. Listen to their arguments, appear to concede. I'll announce to the Commons in July this year that Tyneham is permanently commandeered.
Can you hear the whispers in the halls? Can you hear the ancient village call? As the decades move on by and by, it is more than just a seagull's cry. Can you hear the whispers? Can you hear the whispers say it's evacuation? Hear them say from Binden Heath down to the bay. It's fine, my friends, you have it your way. We'll come back another day. With nothing girls in our schoolhouse and a canteen inside our home. We'll all be fine because the ban is now a free-for-all. You can bet it's all been planned. They'll want to take the land. With brand new Shermans everywhere and more Yanks here than in Times Square. Of course it's fine, we'll hardly even care when we can move away and still be there. Tell us when we're home, now play it fair. Tell us we'll come home. Please hear our prayer. Tell me it's all worthwhile, dear. Tell me it's for the best. Tell me I'll see my home again and along with all of the rest. You promised, no they did. You promised, no they did. You gave us all your word. Now the one sound left in Tyneham is the cry of the birds.
Can you hear the whispers in the halls?
Can you hear the honest people cry?
Can you hear the ancient village call?
Can you hear the people call for the memories lost and overgrown? Each one a story of its own. See the light forgotten in the stone. See the pain that no one should have ever known.
Welcome, everyone. We are here today to say farewell to Jack. Old warrior, welcome home to where it began. The home where you became the wiser man. Now your soul is at peace here in Tyneham. What a race, what a life you led. You would not give anything in. Displaced and alone, you said. Now your freedom can begin. Your grief and your regret that no one could forget filled the valley with blood and sweat. Now it lives in your debt, up through the ridge to the heath above, a fire in your spirit for the home you loved. The most beautiful place in the world, full of wonder and control. We welcome you back home. May God rest your soul.
I'll see summer and I'll see rain. I'll see autumn leaves fall again. I will carry on and I'll explore. I'll see what I've never seen before. Then I'll run home. Then I'll run home.
Jack, old friend, you've earned yourself quite the reputation. A local rebel who never stood down from a fight, if he truly believed it was right. Free Tyneham you would call, as your friends stood brothers in arms. You fought so many years, trying not to bring us harm. And all along you knew your fighting was in vain, that you could not return in your lifetime again. And now you're home in the place you loved. Your final journey's brought you home. To the echoes of your past, to the voices and faces that time never changes, the places and pages of your tale.
Across the hillside to the shore, your story is Tyneham.
And Tyneham is
Look ahead, let peace begin. Until freedom when the rain sets in. I will live a life in harmony. I will travel when there's world to see. Then I'll run home. Then I'll run home.
remembered just for its beauty. Every wall and lane a work of art. No one said it would be easy, where letting go is a painful part. Someone told me years ago that the home is always where the heart is. You can take my home, not my heart. I will be here. Give me a number, take away my name. I will turn around, but I won't leave in shame. Who says that strangers could tell me how to live? To say it was not what I would give.
Please treat the church and houses with care. We have given up our homes, where many of us have lived for generations, to help win the war, to keep men free. We shall return one day, and thank you for treating the village kindly.
I will be the person that
Thank you.